Happy Monday, friends. Great to have you on board. So the topic, joy and healing, two pretty important qualities, ideas, aren't they? Who doesn't want some more joy and healing? I don't know anybody who doesn't want more of those two things. If somebody didn't want those two things, we would have to label them as uh, insane almost. So regardless of all of our different tendencies and preferences, at the bottom of it all to get some joy and healing. Now, we are meditators and we seem to be constantly, I do it, I'm guilty as charged. It's like, well, just keep meditating no matter what. Meditate no matter if things seem to be staying the same for a long period of time. In other words, say we were going through a long, dry period with no improvement in joy and no increase in our healing. Well, we keep going with our meditation, and that's more true than ever. But meditation is designed to lead to more joy and healing of situations, whether that's our physical body or our relationships or our job or our mentality or the world around us. Joy and healing are essential signs that meditation is doing what it's supposed to do. So yes, we do move through the tedious times, but if we were only promised that meditation just allowed us to endure tedium and to plow through difficulty, endless difficulty that never got better, that never ultimated in joy or healing, that's too much to ask. That's not a sufficient promise. And if anything is promised by a spiritual life, it's joy and healing. Why else would we do it? I mean, we have to draw ourselves up to some critical thinking and some logic here. And of course, one of the greatest lines in all of Scripture is, by the fruits you shall know. It's the greatest acid test of, is what we're doing working? So if we've been meditating for a while now, and there hasn't been an increase in joy and healing of our situations, then we really need to take a look and say, well, what's not working? And it's a valid question. So for example, say we took Adolf Hitler and we gave him a rigorous practice of meditation. I know this is an extremely egregious example, but all the meditation isn't in the world is not going to do much. And of course, we could temper the example a little bit. And, a bank robber, kidnapper, somebody who's just engaging in serious violations of moral principles and codes, meditation and prayer is just a surface activity. Now, probably if you're on this call, you're a damn good person and you're doing the best you can. But if we've been meditating and praying for a long time and we're just stuck in the same place for a really long time, something is out, something is missing. And of course, I'm exactly in the mix. What's a behavior that I'm doing that I clearly could stop that would assist? Or what's a behavior that I could start that I know that I clearly need to do? Maybe it's exercise or eating better or something. But our spiritual life is not a theory. We have to live it. And it's a continuum that certainly includes prayer and meditation. And meditation is the central theme of all of it. But if in the periphery of our life, there's something going on that is acting as a wedge or a stick in the spoke that keeps us from evolving, meditation will certainly expose it to us. And we can ask in our prayer, universe, is there something that I'm doing that I could stop? Is there something that I could start doing that would really help? In our meditation, we can certainly expect to get the answer. So this week, let's have an honest look at how much joy is coming into our life and what sort of healing is happening. And I definitely mean bodily healing. I mean miraculous bodily healings, not just living with the same tedium and the same angst, and this body is a leaden shoe that we have to carry around with us. That's not the promise of meditation and prayer. The promise of meditation and prayer, this contacting of great truth, is nothing less, and we should never forget that it's nothing less than the great flood tide of wonderful joy and great healing coming in to our life, not just for ourselves, but so that we can demonstrate it and shine that light in the world. How are we to act as an example in the world and say, hey, you should meditate if people see us scowling and unhappy and there's never any improvement and we're constantly struggling with the same problem over and over again? If this great spirit of the universe can't solve a problem and can't solve every single problem, then it's not what we say that it is. And it's incumbent upon us to make this contact with truth that does bring great joy and great healing, the kind that you can demonstrate and express and bear witness to out in the world. So go get them, kids. Express your joy. Notice the healing. If there's something, if you've been stuck for a long time, take an honest inventory of what's in the way. We'll continue the theme this week. I'll see you tomorrow. And thanks for listening, everybody.